Hello and welcome. We're picking up where we left off last time in Panzer Corps 2. We're at the gates of Moscow here on the Central Path. We got to decide what we're bringing into Moscow. So this isn't necessarily the longest map we've been on yet. We've got a 30 turn maps before. I think the previous map at Kiev, the Kiev pocket, was 30 turns as well. But this is probably the biggest in terms of victory hexes to acquire. We got 10 hexes all over the map. From Kursk down here at the bottom, all the way up to Kalinin in the north. We gotta take basically every major city between us and Moscow. Which I don't suspect will be too much of an issue. Again, because we have 30 turns to take it. In fact, I suspect what's going to be most likely going to be the hardest about it is actually taking the ones closest to Moscow, because we're going to be pushing through fortifications. There's a bunch of fortifications around Moscow. The Reds have put their proverbial foot down to try to keep us out of Moscow. We'll see if that works for them. I don't think it will. So unit outlining, and where do we want to put them? So these are the units we already start off on the map. So we get a bunch of units that we're forced to take. We can't leave them out, although we don't need to keep them alive. If they're destroyed, they're destroyed, and we just accept it. And then we got units that we're going to deploy. And we've got 3 main areas to deploy them. We got them up here in the north, sort of between Ryaz and Vyazma. We got Rosolov here. And then we've got the deployment down in the south, which will probably be making the run on Kursk. So I've got to decide what I want to deploy and where do I want to deploy it. There aren't a lot of rivers on this map, so there's maybe an argument not to take very many Brooklyn Pioneers. Because I don't necessarily got rivers in the way. We've got this little one running up near Bryansk. We've got this one near Smolensk. Both of which have ways around them. We can go around the top of this one. And we might have a little bit of a problem around Riens if we do that. Because there's technically another river here running north of Ryaz and Kalinin. Especially if we wanted to try and do encirclement some of the cities, we probably want some Broken Pioneer up there. And in fact, that might be just the argument, is we just put the Broken Pioneer up here to help on that drive. Okay, let's take a elite re-emplacement of everything. We got plenty of prestige left over from the previous mission. I think I'm going to push into the reserve our 5-centimeter packs. We brought them out last mission because we were sort of doing a defensive in the position. And we don't need a repeat of that. I might also replace the newer 15 centimeters. No, the 15 centimeters is what I want. They got AT support and artillery support. What I don't want is something like the 21 centimeters that, by default, only have AT support and counter battery. Although we do have one. This one has 0 slot hero on it. They're big, expensive artillery pieces. So 0 slot works really well. Okay. Got you with distraction. In theory, I have another new hero. What's the new hero? New hero is rapid fire. I think I know where we're going to put that hero. I think that will go on our 2nd Pioneer over here. Give the Pioneer some rapid fire. I should apply rapid fire to him. There we go. That means they'll do more damage attacking headlong into fortifications, which we're going to need driving into Moscow. We have our high veterancy recon here with distraction. So I think we're going to put most of the armored vehicles in the south and center, because they'll be able to sort of dance more around the cities down here, where they're going to be a little bit less useful than just the raw fortifications up north. And then eventually they'll arrive up there. Everything's going to end up north eventually. we'll give the newer Pioneer down here to help support the vehicles. Did I want any 15 centimeters there? Oh, we already had one pre-deployed. Okay. From the let's put the two 15s up here. Put the rapid fire one there. So the moment I got no real armored vehicles up in the north. We've got more access to cores. We've got 8 more slots, so we definitely take more vehicles if I want more vehicles. Right now we've got no AA support in the top, so let's put the fighters up there. I suppose if I don't have any tanks up north, I should probably put the an option there. Okay. So I got no planes helping down south. Hopefully that won't be a problem. I believe we got no real new choices. I think it's all repeats except for the Panzer J. I don't think the Panzer J is enough, or the Panzer 3J is enough of an upgrade over the H to warrant upgrading. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. We are playing on a mode where we've got a restricted number of upgrades. We get 3 upgrades per mission. So for +1 armored defense, not big enough of an improvement, so we're not going to bother upgrading anything to that. We're currently running these as armored car. Mostly that would be air resistance at the cost of maneuverability. Probably not going to bother the Panzer 2F. Oh, we have the self-propelled Pack 5. Probably not going to bother with that. AA. Could grab another AA piece for up north. Wouldn't technically be too hard to say grab another 88. Or some bombers. I think we'll grab some armor and recon for the north. Let's grab another one of you, head to basket, and I'll grab a Panzer 3J. We're not gonna do any upgrades, but we'll grab one. That leaves us 3 slots left. I think we've already got Pioneer up top, yeah. Oh, I could take some Fallschirmjägers off the back bench. Let's do that. Let's run those and pull a Fallschirmjäger from the back bench. Okay, so this is what we're going to run for our loadout here. We got 2 Brooklyn Pioneer to help crossing the river north of Ryzev and Clinton, as well as to a certain degree just provide more encirclement. I could actually put them down here to help encircling the regular here. Let's do that with one. Okay, so we got Brooklyn Pioneer up north. We've got our Fallschirmjäger up north, the one we brought with us. Also got both of our Weir infantry. because we must have got most of our infantry forces up north. We got one pioneer up north, we got one pioneer in the middle, we got one pioneer down south. And that's mostly our infantry deployment, except for the pre-deployed infantry in various places. Tanks, we've brought 5 of our own, plus there's 3 pre-deployed on the map, including 1 Flampanzer. We got 2 in the south, 2 in the middle, 1 up north. We got an armored car in each location, with the most veteran armored cars in the south, the medium veterancy one in the middle, and the brand new one up top. We got one of our bigger guns at the bottom, one of our big guns at the bottom. We got 2 of the 15 inches at the top, and then we do have a couple extra deployed ones from the non-aligned, or from the bonus bringing guys. We got 88s covering the bottom and the north. We got the fires in the north, or 88 in the middle, 88 in the south. That's actually the middle one, that's the south one. Got the fires in the top, we got the Junkers at the top, and we got the carpet bombers in the middle. So the south will have no air support, but hopefully the south doesn't need any. This is what we're going to roll for our loadout. So 11 minutes in, we're going to go ahead and confirm our deployment and begin our first turn. Okay, now I want to handle the opening turn here. We do have an armored car here. This is where the Flampanzer and supporting Weir is. Let's do with that. Gives us some idea of where the enemy may be. Okay, the supporting troops here do not have... Okay. So I can get that encircled. We can't properly get him 100% encircled until next turn. Probably be able to do that next turn. It's a T-38. Not particularly great coverage. When I can't actually get anyone to complete the encirclement on you, which is a little bit of a mistake. Panzer H running over there quickly, so we have someone in range next turn. Okay, so that's down south. We got you encircled. Here in the middle, we got a couple of carpet bombers and a decent amount of infantry. I think we're going to begin the assault on Bryansk first. Okay, so that's what we got behind Bryansk. Doesn't really matter necessarily where I put the really big gun here. The really big gun is not going to counterfire against infantry. That's most of what we're going to be fighting here. Probably put it somewhere under the cover of our AA, so we'll put it like there. So we get good coverage, gun range on it. Okay, so next turn we just get the artillery closer, shoot to keep it entrenched, and have the infantry circle and break that one out. Flushingmaker. That is not an airfield. Whoops. That's the airfield we want to be launching from. And we're worried about this AT gun, so let's try to suppress that gun first. Okay, so he'll be completely suppressed next turn. So just getting units into position to have them encircled when the time comes. I'll push you down here, not necessarily to fight that infantry, those engineers. If the engineers attack out, they'll then be sort of forced to attack the Panzer III, which is a fight they won't necessarily come off the best in. Am I going to guess there's airplanes around there? I'm going to guess there's airplanes around there. No airplanes. Or, well, at least not on this side of the airfield. Don't have the range to hit the other side. Okay. Oh yeah, we don't have the range to get down to you. Okay, let's get you strafing the armored car there. I think that's going to be our first turn. Actually, we'll get you to scooch one. So you provide supporting fire to those two. And I think that is everything, north and south, yeah. Let's see how the Soviets respond to the encirclements. Incoming enemy planes. North, kind of where we were expecting them to be. problem. Oh, he came out of the encirclement. Oh dear. I think that was one of our more useful heroes, too. Actually be annoying. Okay. The remaining aircraft won't be able to move or attack, which is a little bit of a shame, because that means I can't necessarily shoot their aircraft up. And yeah, shame we lost the Pioneer there. We technically didn't lose the full Pioneer, because this is the rest of the Pioneer. Can't be used. So yeah, if we want to get the hero back mid-mission, we're going to actually have to have a unit destroyed. Which we'd probably prefer to not having happening mid-mission. So we'll get that one recovering. Let's get some of these units to surrender. Why don't we? Okay, and that should be enough to get that unit to surrender. Ooh, low rolled. We need the full 3. It's a little overkill. Yeah, 3 is the best we're gonna get. Probably don't roll low roll again. There we go. This one we only need to do 1. We're gonna do more than 1 because that's just what we're gonna get. Nope, no, managed to do 1. Perfect. Okay, that's the center. Have those guys sort of stand off. Right now we need to actually get around the behind Bryansk to really get those guys dealt with because of the river there. And I don't suppose... We do have the AA... No, it's all the way down south, so we got one down here, we got one up there. We don't actually have an AA up here, which is where all the enemy planes are. Probably explains why all the enemy planes are there. Yeah. Ooh, high rolling on the destroyer. That is convenient. No, I want to suppress that infantry. Okay, we got it down. Okay, that'll get it disorder. Okay. I can actually move you into the open, get us a little bit more line of sight, as well as get you in open terrain, as you get attacked by infantry. Yeah, a bit of shame the planes do not work in this weather. As we have a couple of good air targets to focus upon. We should have clear days on the next turn. We got more units encircled, so we'll have plenty to chew on. Let's cycle the turn. Armored cars sneaking through to attack the artillery. Because of the rain, we managed to ambush an enemy vehicle. Although the vehicle that did the ambush got hammered pretty hard for it. So this is another hero we actually just got benched. Not having the best day of keeping my heroes on the map. Okay, clear weather. Yeah, let's capture the KV. Okay, softening up a bit. Ooh, did not successfully roll a hit. There we got the hit. So there goes surrendering. Green carpet bomber range. Yes. Give me some bombs, please. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 up on that artillery. It'll surrender. We got you surrendered. I'd like to get you up there. Not to fight, but to heal. And get you encircled. And roll you around there. Can you get there? Yes, you can get there. There we go. Okay, so we got the counterattacking force from the Russians encircled down there. Yeah, we lost a flying panzer, but actually their half of it is here. So as long as both half of those don't blow up, and that won't happen, they'll probably blow one half up, but not the other half. The flying panzer will be there for recovery if we need to recover it. It's also not ours, so if we fail to return it in one piece, oh well. How do I want to handle this? Probably just heal both halves as is. Can't quite get you into the position I would like. These aren't motorized. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. So they gotta come out of the entrenchment if they really want to give me a bad day. Honestly, that's probably just a fine cover place. Good at the Kachusas. But no, let's soften up the infantry so that it's not dug in when we come in for the finishing blows. Okay, we're at the point where if you're coming in to help, you're going to be under AA attack. Although I can bring you down to hit the BT. Come down and hit the BT-7. Oh, that was not enough to get them started. Oh, I don't actually have very much suppression on them, that's why. Here we go. Okay, gonna get the artillery piece, or the AT piece there to surrender. We'll push you there, push you there. You know what, just roast them. Okay, and I think that's the entire front. We got a nice pocket of Bryansk. Moving on Kursk. Once we got Oriel, then we'll just be sort of focusing on the northeast of the map. I'm trying to get out of encirclement. It's not working, but I'm trying. Okay, so we got a couple different planes up here. Let's shoot up the fighter planes of the BF-109s. Welcome back in encirclement. Oops. Oh, that'll be fine. Okay, so those engineers should be, unless they walk out of the encirclement, completely exhausted, completely suppressed from the next turn. We need more penetration to make that work. Well, that's just going to squeeze the pocket. That's not actually going to get the unit to surrender yet. Although we're rapidly getting up on the point where squeezing the pocket is almost as good as getting the unit to surrender. So they're going to run out of places to hide very quickly. So next turn I can move you onto the river, which blocks you from running that way. I'll have those two hulls push that vehicle down. And then I suppose if we're just squeezing the right way, we might just be able to collapse the entire pocket. Sounds like a plan. I'd have to do 2 damage to get you to surrender, otherwise it's not going to work. So they've got another opportunity to attempt to move out of the encirclement, although at this point they're going to be suppressed enough they're not going to be able to. You're sadly out of range for me to bring in copper bombers to suppress you more. Yeah. I could suppress you. Let's bring in one of them and copper bomb you. Soften you up a bit. Two might not do it. Or a 1 might not do it. We'll take a 1. 1 might do it. No. Not enough penetration. Otherwise, yeah. You could survive the turn. But I do need to get these guys into the trench. So the guys on the trench, except for you, are de-entrenched. Down there, they're not. The middle of the city is not. Let's de-entrench the middle of the city first. Okay, that's not all the way de-entrenched, but it's close enough. And where do I want to put you? Want to support the encirclement, or do you want to make sure that you can't get out? Let's go there. I think you're a little less likely to attack there. Okay. And looking at the time, I think this is a good place. We're coming up on 50 minutes to put a part break in here. We'll see if at the Gates of Moscow up here ends up being a 3-parter or 2-parter. It's definitely at least going to be a 2-parter at this point. If it's a 3-parter, that's all we're going to run this stream is at the Gates of Moscow. We recorded 6 parts last time, and I only actually wanted to record 5 parts last time. So if we record 3 parts tonight, that'll be fine. If you're watching on YouTube, hope you have been enjoying. There will be another part up tomorrow where we continue the encirclement and destruction of Russian forces. We have, actually, as of yet, we've taken 0 of the 10 hexes we need. although we have one of them encircled. I don't think there's much around Kursk. There's probably like one infantry in Kursk, and there's the AA gun. And then there's Orel, and then all the forces in the south are just going to come rolling up the map from the south as the stuff in the north continues to push forward. We're starting to threaten the forward garrison at Vyazma, and then as I just brought up earlier, we have Bryansk encircled. And between Kursk and Bryansk falling, Orel will quickly fall, and then sort of swing up here into the south. So if you're watching on YouTube, part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a moment to get up and stretch, sip some tea, and then we'll be back with the next part. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.